Bop! Howdy hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here with TruBluBlur.
Long time no see.
So, this video is a little bit different.
Only a little.
So, we had a bit of a audio kerfuffle, and for some strange reason, the audio decided that it wanted to... Let's see, what's a good musical to reference? I'm trying to think of a musical where there's like a call and response sort of thing. It decided to go all echoey. That's what I'm...
You're trying too hard.
I am. I was trying to push for a reference. I was trying to channel my inner Family Guy.
No.
So yeah, we're actually just kind of reacting to our old footage.
We're gonna kind of be pretending that that's not the case, though.
Oh man, look at that! You're in such danger.
Oh,
actually, you are in such danger.
Come on!
I forgot you did that.
I like how he puts up his sword. Like, no, wait, please.
Well, I mean, maybe he's hoping somebody will grab onto it, right?
Onto the blade.
Yeah, actually, have I... remind me to show you a YouTube video after this.
Okay.
If I remember, I'll actually show it in this video.
Okay.
I'll take like a screen grab of it or something. There is actually a legitimate martial fighting technique with a arming sword, with a long... Well, actually not an arming sword, a long sword.
Okay.
Where if you are an unarmed dude who just has a long sword... and you're fighting somebody in full plate armor.
Gotcha.
You can grab the sword at the end and use it as a club.
Gotcha.
Holding it by the blade.
Gotcha.
And it works surprisingly well.
Interesting.
Yeah, so long as you hold it correctly, it actually works pretty well. The video that I'm going to post is wild. I'm going to show you it after this because it is ridiculously wild.
Okay.
This guy, there's two guys actually squaring off. One's in full plate armor, and the other person is doing this technique.
Interesting.
And because the one person isn't armored, he's not getting tired out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so the other person in armor isn't able to deal with his dexterity. And he's getting much more tired out more quickly. So it's wild though. It's like it's one of the funniest things, but it's also one of the most intense battles I've ever seen.
Gotcha.
But these guys are like actually going at it practically.
Okay.
Like the guy in the armor's actually looking like he's trying to hit him. But obviously he's not going to be able to hit him. So they're trained swordsmen. So it's
for sure.
But it's like literally because he was able to maneuver more quickly. He was actually able to score some hits on the head.
Oh, gotcha.
With the cross guard.
Okay.
Of the sword.
Using it as a club.
Using it as a club.
Gotcha.
And it's crazy because there's a dent in his helmet afterwards.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let's give this a shot. Oh
no.
Instant death.
No dice.
I was thinking the boots would make it better, but I guess I should have assumed that hey, heavy boots are probably gonna make you sink faster.
I forgot you died so much in this.
Well, it's this quicksand.
You know what we should almost do is shoot all this footage and then just kind of react to it the same way we're doing now. Just make that the new form of Let's Play.
Just do it that way instead. You know, we could do that. You know,
because effectively, it probably doesn't feel all that different.
No, except for the part where you blurted out at the beginning that we were doing it.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, we could have just pretended.
Well, that's what I thought we were going to do. So I was sort of surprised when you did that.
No, we don't lie to our viewers.
That's not lying.
It's a lie of omission.
That's not lying.
It's leaving out information.
No, it's perfectly and completely honest.
Speaking of honest, no, I didn't have a segue for that. I don't know.
You have been doing that a lot lately. Speaking of blank, here's something completely unrelated.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, pretty much. We've done that in the last couple of weeks, I think, in almost all the videos.
Well, people find segues funny.
Yeah, especially when there's a segue attached to them.
You know what's funny is.
All right, I'm gonna
let's see
this.
if you make it. I think you make it this time.
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's so freaking slow. Look how deep he gets. I'm pretty sure like another inch and it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, totally. But you reminded me, the word segue is spelled really weird.
It is.
So you know, like
It's not English, I don't think.
Is it like it's it's probably from like a Latin-based language.
Something like that, yeah.
But it's spelled like Segue.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because I know that the Segway, like the thing you ride around on, is spelled like
That's a bit more English.
It's spelled differently.
Yeah, it's a bit more phonetic as far as English goes.
So for a long time, I spelled Segway like that until one time I was actually typing it.
And it told you it was wrong.
Correct me. I was like, It's like, I don't recognize this word. I was like, what are you talking about? That's Segway.
Yeah.
But apparently they didn't.
You're using a brand name.
Yeah. Another word that does that is peaked.
Oh, there are several different.
Yeah, a lot of people spell when they say peaked, they'll spell peak like Peeked,
Yeah.
and that's not correct.
Well, that I know for sure is actually a French word.
Right.
So.
Pique.
Yeah.
Yeah, peaked. It's totally a French word.
Yep.
Don't at some point you like put on the metal boots and try to go across the sand or something?
We literally just watched that happen. You already forgot?
Oh, did it? Okay, sorry.
Yes.
I was talking about swords and hitting people on the head with sword clubs.
All I can say is, wow.
We got some oil. How about that?
Indeed. Free oil. Free oil is always good.
Yeah.
Should we put it in a jar? Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
No,
open
they're
a
both
can
full.
of soda here. So speaking of languages, so this is actually a segue.
Okay.
This is actually
a real one. Okay, cool.
So earlier today, I was I decided that I wanted to practice my Spanish a little
Got a
bit.
key.
And,
cool.
you and I took Spanish together.
Oh, we did. Yes.
I forgot about that.
That was in fact the two of us.
So,
This is a poor choice on my part. I really should
Yeah.
have gotten the bugs dealt with before crossing the sand.
And how do you deal with the bugs exactly?
By spinning.
That's how you deal with the bugs.
Yes.
Okay. I do remember that part and being scared for you.
Yeah, I really should have done it before crossing, but
Yeah.
I was like, I got this, and then I almost didn't.
For context, we shot this like a week ago.
It's true.
So, so languages.
Right. We did in fact take college Spanish together.
Yeah,
was a few classes.
Was it 2.0 something?
I believe it was the 200 ones.
Okay, because what's funny is that I think that was the second time I was in like a 200 level.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, because you and I met at Clackamas Community College.
Yep.
I forgot that's where we met.
Yep.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was actually wondering a while ago. I was trying to remember how we met, right?
Ah, yeah.
And then I was like, wow, but it was Spanish, so that makes perfect sense. So anyway, I turned on a YouTube video because I wanted to try some Spanish. So this person was doing speaking in Spanish without subtitles.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they were speaking obviously in a more straightforward way, trying to make themselves more easily heard, not speaking the fast way that normal native speakers do. I mean, they were still obviously speaking Spanish competently and everything.
Right, but they were
And I was understanding a good 70-80% of it.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's pretty good.
And then the person who was talking, she put on subtitles for what she was saying. And I instantly could recognize all the sentences. And my get out. I don't think these guys ever kill you.
No, I was just worried about the sand.
My recognition, my ability to understand shot through the roof.
Because of the word, because of the writing.
Because the Spanish writing was on the scrreen.
Yeah.
And so...
Oh, so in Spanish.
In Spanish.
Interesting.
I could read it just fine.
Yeah, okay.
What she was saying. So... And it was all sorts of different tenses and everything, so... Because it's been a while since I've been in Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, hey, teleportation to the middle of the room.
Oh, yeah, we're going to fight the pose.
Yeah, bit of a cutscene.
Yeah. But, so if I were speaking to someone, then I wouldn't really be able to... speak all that well.
Yeah, it's definitely harder.
But reading it is much easier.
Yeah, I have found that most of my comprehension has slipped away. I've had almost no practice since the classes, which were years ago now.
Try finding a YouTube video like I did that has somebody speaking with the subtitles, with the Spanish subtitles.
Part of the problem is that I'm pretty self-conscious about actually doing it in public. Because there have been a few times where, I've been like, well, maybe like at work, for example, maybe if I speak Spanish to this customer, it will go a little bit more smoothly because we're clearly not understanding each other.
Right.
And she flipped out. She got very angry at me.
Really?
Yeah, called me racist and all kinds of stuff. And kind of ever since then, I've been really just like not really willing.
Really? And this was somebody who clearly Spanish was their first language?
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very much so.
Why would trying to speak their lange?
I'm not really sure.
That's because normally
I don't
people
really know that I'll get over it. It was pretty. It was frustrating and upsetting. I didn't do too well.
Yeah, because normally I know that a lot of people who speak Spanish, they're a lot more forgiving when you don't speak the language more perfect.
Yeah.
Than English speakers are. English speakers will like make fun of you, like
That's
straight
true.
up. Yeah,
that's true.
They'll laugh at your accent and everything.
Yeah. And that's not just American English speakers.
Yeah.
I actually think it's worse in England.
What's funny is I watched there's a video from Asian Boss, a YouTube channel, and they asked they went to India, which is India has the largest English-speaking population of any country on the planet.
Very interesting. I actually did not know that.
So they went to India and they asked them, "Oh, are you aware that in America people make fun of your accent?" And they're like, "Oh, well, why would they make fun of our accent? We're speaking proper English."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, what accent do you find the funny?" They actually asked them, "What accent do you find funny?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, well, the Americans kind of sound funny when they talk." But I think the consensus was among Indians that the Australian accent sounds the funniest to them.
Oh yeah.
Also the Russian accent when they're speaking English.
Yeah.
So they think we sound funny too.
Yeah, it's all just about what you're used to,
Yeah.
really. You know, it's such a subjective and personal thing. Like personal as in to the individual. Not so much like to be taken personally, but rather like it's a personal experience. You experience it differently than a different person does. So, you know, you kind of have to keep in mind that a lot of people assume these things this is the norm and everything else is weird.
Yeah.
And it's just not the case.
I have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the word placticar? Placticar.
Placticar. Don't think
Placticar. ICAR. Placticar.
I don't believe so. It doesn't sound familiar at all.
See, here's the thing. When I tell you what it means, you're going to be like, why haven't I heard this word before?
Okay.
Because you've taken Spanish.
Yeah.
It means to talk.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely don't know that word.
So, the reason I say that is because it's actually a fairly common word. It's a word that is used
I'm sure.
It is a word that is used in everyday Spanish.
Yeah.
It's just that the Spanish that we learned was more formal.
Bicep. Sorry, that was important. But yeah, that is interesting.
Because when I worked in medical transportation, there was this like old Mexican lady, like from Mexico, and she didn't speak any English.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And they would always send me out to her because I was on the night shift, and she would always be well, not always, but on the days I had her, she would be the last person I would have, and because she didn't speak any English, sometimes she'd be chatty and she'd talk me up in Spanish, and I'd be like, "Mi español es mal, lo siento."
Yeah,
I don't know things, things like that. But I'd try, and then occasionally I'd have to wait at the location with her, until it opened before I could actually go in, and so I'd have a chance to actually talk to her, and she actually taught me some Spanish. But I know more Spanish than I thought I did, and I also don't know as much as I thought I did.
Yeah, for sure. I know what you mean.
But she taught me that word placticar because she would use it all the time. And I just kind of like smiled and nodded because at first when you don't hear a word or you think maybe she's just speaking weird or something.
Yeah.
Because she's old, so and the spoken Spanish is different than the formal Spanish we learned. It's not as rigid.
Yeah, for sure. So
she kept using this word. I was like,
these rats are freaking loud.
Yeah, and I was asking her, what is this word? She's like, oh, it's hablar. I was like, what? Which is to talk. Well, so I asked my mom about it. She's like, oh, yeah, because my mom's a Spanish teacher.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a Spanish teacher. And so I was like, Mom, have you ever heard the word platicar? And she's like, oh, yeah, it means to talk. And I was like, how often is it used? Oh, all the time. Like, it's that they just they use it more than hablar, actually. So
that's so funny.
So the difference is that hablar is more like to speak, and platicar is more like to talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, you should probably call the episode here. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're ending it here soon.
Run into this room. I'm pretty sure we're about to get assaulted.
So this is Frakbox.
This is TruBluBlur.
Have a great day.
Keep on running fast.